Hi, my name is Michelle, and this is my Nutrition 144 interview observation project. I'm currently a senior and an accounting major, and for the project, I chose to interview my dad, Jack Chin, and my work supervisor, Angela Lee. My dad, he is Christian, and he is Malaysian Chinese. His family never immigrated to the U.S. as his parents and grandparents were the ones to settle down in Malaysia. My dad first, he moved to Canada at the age of 17 by himself after high school. And then after about a year or so, he moved to the U.S. To attend college. Angela is Catholic and she is Korean. She was the first in her family to immigrate to the U.S. and she was already married to her husband. Her son was also 3 years old at the time. She explained to me that they came to the U.S. About 16 years ago in 1999 because her husband's job at Samsung placed him in America. My dad said that in the Malaysian Chinese culture, foods like curry, satay, which is barbecued meat, usually chicken, pork, or beef on a stick. It's usually served with either chili or peanut sauce as well as cucumbers and onions. Char kway teow, which is a stir-fried noodle. It has bean sprouts, onions, egg, usually pork or chicken in it, as well as chili. And stuffed tofu soup are popular. The main cooking ingredients are things like curry powder, coconut milk, chili, onions, and garlic. Angela told me that in the Korean culture, a lot of chili, garlic, pepper, bean paste, and sesame oil is used to make staple foods such as kimchi. And kimchi is a spiced up cabbage. They marinate it for a while after they've spiced it, which means that it makes it pretty spicy. Sundubu, a spicy tofu soup. Bulgogi, which is a marinated beef or pork. And the small side dishes, which consist of things like kimchi, seaweed, some marinated tofu, and some pickled cucumbers. Both Angela and my dad eat 3 meals a day. Angela says that she and her family usually would eat a more Americanized breakfast and lunch, and then eat a traditional Korean dinner. My dad says that he usually would eat more traditional Chinese or Malaysian meals for all 3 meals in the day, and occasionally would sometimes eat more Americanized meals on other days. When I asked my dad and Angela what foods were needed to make a meal for them, they both said rice, soup, and some type of meat such as fish or pork. Our families both celebrate the same major holidays. We would celebrate holidays that the rest of America would celebrate, such as New Year's, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. The holidays that our families would celebrate differently is Chuseok in Angela's family and the Mid-Autumn Festival for my family. Chuseok is a Korean Thanksgiving where family reunions come together, and Angela told me that back in Korea, everyone would go back to their hometown and have a family reunion, just have fun, eat with their family. They have a lot of food to celebrate Thanksgiving. And the Mid-Autumn Festival is celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th month in the Chinese calendar when there is a full moon. Mooncakes are served throughout the entire week, and it's also a time for my family to get together with my grandparents and any other family that we have here. And we also have big meals and things like that to celebrate. Our families also both celebrate Lunar New Year, which is the Chinese or Korean New Year. Angela says her family would eat rice cake soup, dumplings, and seafood pancakes to celebrate. And my dad said that our family would typically eat shark fin soup, abalone, and roast duck to celebrate. When I asked Angela and my dad about symbolic meanings of food in their culture, my dad mentioned that eating fish on New Year's meant abundance and never-ending limit of food in the upcoming year. Angela answered saying that seaweed soup was eaten on birthdays, but was also seen as unlucky to eat on test days. She told me that because the seaweed's texture is slippery, it would symbolize that you wouldn't pass the test. And she told me that caramel was said to be lucky for test days because it had a sticky texture, meaning that the info that you studied would be stuck to you. She also said that seaweed soup was good for women who just gave birth to drink because it's good for their body after they had the child. When I asked my dad how the American culture affected his cultural habits, he said that it didn't affect it too much since we live in the Bay Area with so many places more geared towards Chinese people. He mentioned that he does watch more American movies and he also does enjoy American foods and the culture of convenient foods and fast foods in the US. When I asked Angela how the American culture influenced her, she said that her family would eat more Americanized meals, and starting from when her kids were young, she infused American ingredients such as bacon into her Korean cooking because it made it easier for her kids to eat Korean food since they grew up in America. She has also celebrated birthdays in a more American way since moving here from Korea. When I asked Angela about how Korean culture influenced America, she talked about how Korean barbecue was very popular in America due to similarities it had with American barbecue. She also said that there are some Korean fusion restaurants popping up selling things such as bulgogi fries and kimchi burgers. My dad says that California is very diverse, and because of there being so many different types of people, there became many festivals for Chinese holidays, and Chinatown came up in different places in America. There are many Malaysian and Chinese restaurants, and even Chinese fast food such as Panda Express. Alright, and that's the end. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.